back again and again. Promise of something new, something exciting. The promise of memories we'll keep forever. Fishing is a simple pleasure, really. One that makes us feel connected, makes us feel alive. And when your line tightens and your rod bends, it doesn't matter if you're a 6-year-old or a tournament pro. That buzz of excitement hits us all the same way. It's the moment we live for.
Give me some.
More than 50 years ago, we wanted to change the way people fish, moving off the shoreline to where we knew the fish were larger and much more fun to catch on light tackle. So we gave fishermen the ability to see individual fish under the boat. Ever since the Little Green Box, Lowrance has been driven to bring innovative products that provide real benefits to anglers.
Today, Lowrance continues to build on its heritage of innovation and enhance its reputation for success, helping regular folks catch more fish and tournament pros capture more championships. It's a fact. More pro anglers count on Lowrance Sono.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to FishTec Live. Yes, it is Season 3, Episode 7, and boy, oh boy, have we got a show tonight. We got so much going on with ICAST 2019 is getting going and firing up. I'm sure all of you have been watching all the videos coming out, some hitting the mark, some missing the mark. Boy, oh boy, it's all happening, eh? It's a fantastic, I tell you what, the timing for tonight's show is just unbelievable. Guys, let's just run through the program quickly. I'm first going to start talking about the Driekoppies chart. I spoke about that last week where I said I'm going to save it for this month because I didn't have the chart ready. The chart has been selling. It's been selling well. The guys love it. I've had some fantastic feedback. The guys are already catching some great fish off it. So that is working really, really well. So we're going to spend quite a bit of time looking at the Driekoppies chart tonight. The other thing is, as you remember last month, man, I put that Albert Falls chart in. It was a bit of an unprepared evening. I was sort of flying by the seat of my pants type deal. And I looked at that Albert's chart and I went, something's not right here. And yeah, this last week now, I've been at Albert Falls for 5 days. It took 2 full days, 2 half days, and wham bam. The dam at 49% is rescan from top to bottom, the entire dam, ultra HF, contours, bottom hardness, it's all done. And guys, the big thing is the majority of the dam was done with Amy. As those of you who follow me regularly know what Amy is, it's my artificial intelligence mapping craft, and she did a fantastic job. I also did a lot of recording myself, but it's disappointing to see my logs compared to hers. It's just one of those things. Guys, the next thing that we're going to be talking about tonight is the new product. And this is a biggie. We're talking about the Lowrance Ghost trolling motor. Just been launched today as we speak in Florida at the ICAST 2019 show. And that's big. Just watching some of the videos from today. Just absolutely unbelievable. And the last thing we're going to close off on, and guys, you don't want to miss this. I promise you, even if you want to turn off and come back later, make sure you come back later. We're doing a special on the Lowrance HDS Lives. The 9-inch, the 12-inch, and the 16-inch. You do not want to miss out on this. And why are we doing it at such a crazy special? Guys, guess what? This week, Thursday, FishTec is 10 years old. So that is very exciting. But we're going to talk about that a bit later. So yeah, let's see who's joined us. Right, we've got 26 people active. That is fantastic. We've got Jeff Kramer. Good evening from North Carolina. Hello, Jeff. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. We got Johan van Copenhagen. Good evening, John, and all viewers. Hey, Johan, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Everybody else that is on there, I see there's a bunch of guys on there. Welcome. And yeah, let's have a fantastic blast tonight. Right, let's hit it with guys. We're going to start off with Driekoppies, and here we go. Right, guys, just so you know where Driekoppies is, first of all, for some of you that are not familiar with South Africa, let's just do this quickly. We're going to zoom out. It's right up on the northern border of Swaziland, in the eastern section of South Africa. It's right up here. And let's start off there with our contours. We can start with 75%. Right, I need to explain myself before we even get started. You know, every time I create a chart, I seem to find something slightly different that I want to try. Just want to see if I'm missing anything here. Juan Borman says, congrats on 10 years. Thank you very much, Juan. Awesome. Stephen David Frolic, good evening. Stephen, welcome. Chris Brosek, welcome. Reynard Duplessis, welcome. Thanks for joining us. He's a keen supporter, nice guy. Awesome. Guys, as you saw here, we are using the contour 75%. And I want to tell you why we're doing that. Let's take a flat section like that. Remember how you usually with the charts, you've got to go to satellite and there's a ton of things you've got to say yes to. Okay, here we go. This dam, apparently, what I've been told, sits at the sort of 75% mark a lot. So I thought, when I was there, it was obviously at 75%. So I didn't do any compensation for the depth. Because remember, there'd be the gap. There's nothing I can do with sonar to go and record up on the shore. So I've left that gap there, but I've put in a shoreline at the current 75%. Now, the nice thing with this is, if you go to the dam, and I know the big final of finals is going to be there later this year, and this is why I actually went and did the chart and why it's so popular, is that I suspect that the dam level is going to be roughly the same. The nice part of that is you won't have to do any depth compensation when you arrive there. However, if the depth has changed, you're going to have to do a little bit of a constant factor subtraction or addition. Okay. However, what I have done is I have also put in the contours 100%. Can you see that on the side there? Yes, you can. Okay, there we go. What I've done is if we take this 30 foot here, okay, if we change that back to 75%, you will see there's a massive difference. Okay, obviously I've compensated for the dam being 100% full. So just keep that in mind as to how the charts actually work. Let's just have a look here. Okay, so for all means and purposes, let's start off with contours 75%. Let's go back to your chart options. We're going to go to your categories. What categories have you got on here? We've got depth area, we've got nautical lines, and we've got point data. The depth area are these colors that you see here. Okay, the lines, the black lines that you see are obviously the lines, your contour data. But should you zoom in, at a zoom in point, you will now get 1 foot intervals. Okay, so when you're really close and you zoomed in and you want to see exactly what depth something is, you will get those 1 foot contours. Okay, you can, if you want to zoom out a bit and still see the 1 foot contours, what you'll need to do is go to your chart detail and turn that on to full. Can you see how it's appeared now? I want to see how far we can zoom out while we've still got those 1 foot contours. Guys, I've only included 1 foot contours up to about 27 feet when the dam is at 75%. Past that, it gets a little bit messy on your deeper water and your deep channel stuff. And I believe it just looks so much better having those contours only kick in at a later point. So let's have a look. Now, what was the other thing that we had there? We under categories, we had nautical points. What is nautical points? Those who have been using the charts for a while will know exactly what it is. What is that? It's these tiny little numbers here that you click on. Those are images. There we go. And these are high definition images. Will this information be valuable now while the dam is at 75%? Not necessarily. Unless you see something in the foreground like you see here. Can you see this grass down the bottom here? You see? Want to know that type of thing. What type of grass is it? From the top, it's very difficult to see what type of grass it actually is. However, with these photographs, and there's about 510 photographs, unfortunately, I could only get to about 80% of the dam, and then the guys were doing some sand mining, and they didn't like the idea of a camera being there, and there was a little bit of shouting going on, so I just stopped, and I left that area. It's on the far east side of the dam wall. However, if the dam is at 100% and it fills up at some point, these photographs become very, very important. Can you see all these termite hills and rocks and stumps and all types of things up in the shallows? That is great, great information that you will need when the dam comes up to 100%. Who have we missed here? Chris Brusik, hello. Yes, I've said hello. There's Reinhardt. Evaldus Babulbus, hello, Evaldus. Okay, hey, geez, all the guys are here. Fantastic. We're doing well. Right, so that's what point means, okay? We know what that is. But let's have a look at some of these names. Guys, what I've done is, I think it's about 12 or 13 areas. You will see a thing called Aerial HD, okay? When you see an area that has got something like this, it says Aerial HD. What that means is we've got drone imagery for this area. Because if you zoom in to the satellite imagery, things get a little bit blurry and you don't really know what is going on there. So what do? You go back to your chart source and you go to Aerial HD. Tap on the Aerial HD. Boom. Okay, what have you got here now? Now you've got some high definition stuff. Real high definition. Now, guys, you can zoom in here real close. Okay, that's maximum zoom. Look at that detail. Guys, as much as the TIs are fantastic, and now there's the TI2 and what have you, at the end of the show, I'm going to talk to you about a special, our 10-year anniversary special, where we're going to be offering lives. If there's a time that you want to buy a live, it's going to be now. The resolution, for example, on the 9-inch unit is nearly twice that of the Elite TI or the Elite TI2. It's nearly double the resolution. And as you know, when it comes to screen sizes and whatnot, double actually nearly means 4 times, if you know what I mean. If you go from HD 1080 to 4K, it's actually 4 times 1080. So you get where I'm coming from. And this high definition is just second to none. And guys, those of you who have a little bit of extra tin lying around, we're doing that 16 at an unbelievable special. And once you've seen the 16, it's not like any of the other brands where they've taken the resolution of the 10-inch unit and they've stretched those pixels out to make it a nice big 15-inch screen or a 12-inch screen. Hi, Corner Baba. Here at Lawrence, it is a full Ultra HD screen, 1920 by 1080 on that 16 live. And I tell you what, once your eyes have seen that resolution, you cannot go back. So if you don't have the cash for a 16, don't go looking at a 16, because you're going to dream about it. It's going to be a big problem for you and the missus and the bank manager. So anyway, what else have we got here? If you look at this data, let's just see who is here. Alistair Moores Pitts, the amount of info on these charts is priceless, John. Absolutely unreal. Blow my mind each time I look at them. Alistair, you guys are doing, I know you guys are newbies to the whole FishTec chart thing, but what you guys have done in such a short period of time and how well you guys fish, you and Ricky, you guys are doing a fantastic job out there, and I'm just absolutely blown away as to how fast you guys have sort of cottoned on to these charts. So really kudos to you guys, and the best of luck going forward. You're doing really well. Clifford John Jacob, good evening. Who like to see a video on understanding the sonar image example, bottom color, what is silt, gravel layers? Clifford, John, Jacob, this show unfortunately is not about that. This show is about charts. It's about new tech. If you want to learn about bottom hardness and you want to, about sonar and all that type of thing, YouTube, I've got so many videos out there. Just go back in my history. I've been doing this for 15 years. FishTec has only been around for 10 years, but I've been dealing with sonar for about 15 years. I've got 2 self-published books out there, Fisherman's Guide to Sonar. Please go out there. It's a PayPal account. You can pay, I think it's $5 for my first book and $29.99 for the second book. Get yourself a copy of that. Read it. You can even put a copy of that onto your HDS unit and you can read it right there on the water when the fishing isn't good. So yeah, Clifford, that's my recommendation there. However, if you're still getting stuck, by all means, send me a message, contact me on Facebook, and let's talk. Simon Hayden, good evening, Simon. How are you doing? I did see your message earlier. Sorry, I haven't got back to you. Been a little bit hectic. Clint Skinner, all the way from Zim. Hello, Clint. How are you doing? All good. Keith Falcon is here. Tom Wills is here. Thumbs up. Gooi the horns. James, we're all good. Ian Cook, my good mate. Ian from the UK, welcome. Right, guys, on the aerial HD areas, you will see, let me zoom out so you can see where they are. You can see it's not the whole dam. It's just these sections. You see, but it's key sections. It's absolutely key areas that you really want to know. This river section up there, watch out for the crocs. This Insulambi River Inlet, the Mlumati River Inlet, all fantastic stuff. Okay, but let's just go back here. I just want to show you what we do. You see, if you look at this area, it just looks plain, flat, nothing interesting. But look what happened when you go to the elevation view. Let me explain elevation view. Those who know what elevation view is, that do use the charts, bear with me. For those who don't, elevation is equivalent to light distance ranging, the technology of LiDAR. Okay, but how they're doing it is they're using the high definition imagery from that high definition camera on the drone, and they're creating 3D like imagery, if we can call it contours, but contours on steroids. Okay, and detail like never seen before. You've got your Seymour charts of the Gulf of Mexico and down in South Florida down there and whatnot, and yes, they are fantastic for the amount of area, you know, out at sea, those massive canyons, those shipwrecks and whatnot. But that data in our shallow water for freshwater fishermen, it's not accurate enough. Look at this, guys. When you zoom in here, I mean, just look at that. Obviously, we go from the blues, which is your deeper water, you're further away from the camera, and then it gets hotter and hotter all the way to red as we get closer and closer to the camera. So you can imagine when the dam is 100% full, if you're on aerial HD, you think, is that a hump? It could be a hump. I'm not sure. How much of a hump is it? Flick over to your elevation view, and boy, oh boy, we're going to talk about, last week we spoke about Albert Falls. There was the area of Albert Falls, we were talking about it down at Spurwing. Unfortunately, I think that area is going to be high and dry come Nationals and the Albert Falls tournament, so that really won't be in play. But there are other areas that will still be in play where you want to still go and read that information. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Right, so we've dealt with the contours of the dam. We have dealt with the aerial HD. We've dealt with elevation view. Okay, now let's get down to this. What happens? We did a lot of Ultra HF stuff. Let me tell you. Let me go here. I want to find, you see, it's this type of thing. Let's have a look at this area here. What we did here, let me turn down, you see it's getting a little bit busy here with the chart detail. We turn that low, can you see how it takes away some of those bumps there? We just see you join us. Yeah, Rod Fries has joined us, Shannon Howman's joined us. Hey, Daniel McLaughlin, how you doing? Gatis Malmeris, Tim Well-Beloved joined. Vladimir Vochbrat, hey Vladimir, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Guys, Ultra HF, which is your side scan, okay? It is the first time that Amy, my artificial intelligence mapping craft, did a large section fully independent on her own. Now, I've done a little bit of local testing, but I've been very, very busy, so I didn't get a chance to really put it to its full potential. So I thought, let me give it a small section, so if there's a problem, I can always go and rescan it if I need to. And this was predominantly done with Amy. And let's have a look how that came out. The Ultra HF data is very high detail, very memory intensive. So guys, I had to split it up into the various areas between North, Middle, South and South Swaziland. So just bear with me there. You will have to look at that carefully. But I just want to show you what type of detail and how perfect these passes are using Amy. Let me turn these contours off because they're just getting in the way here. Just remember guys, contours, anything happens, overlays something, don't panic. Just go into your chart options, go into view and go and turn those lines off. Boom, and there they are, they're gone. Okay, but if you're sitting at home, you find something interesting and you want to know what depth, let's say for example that old stump that's lying there, you want to know what the depth is when it was at 75%, go to your categories, turn the lines on, and you'll see 27 plus 3, we're on 30, 27, 28. We know at 75% that stump will be in about 28 feet of water. And then obviously as the dam rises or falls, you'll just have to compensate for that. Okay, but if it gets in the way while you're busy looking for interesting stuff, you can turn those lines off. And guys, there we go. Look at this detail. Look when I zoom in really close here. You see that little runoff there? That is great stuff. It really and truly is handy stuff. I see you can very often, let's go back to our contour 75. It's hidden by the colors, but remember you've got a satellite image behind it. So what do you do if you want to see the satellite behind the contours? It's easy. Go into your chart options, go to your categories and turn the depth area, which is your colors, turn them off. Bang. Can you see that there's a little runoff there? Yes, you can. You see there? There it is there. There's a little runoff. Knowing that it's there is easy to identify with a blurry satellite image. But if you haven't seen it in high definition Ultra HF, it's going to be hard to read that. Very hard to read that. So let's go back to our Ultra HF, which is north. Can you see that it's off? Let's just measure by how much is that off. Let's do a quick measurement. Who's joined us? Sorry guys, I've just gone on here and time is flying. Bertus Jansen van Jersberg, happy 10th, John. Thank you very much, Bertus. Much appreciated. Okay, so we're looking at about 15 feet between, so it means the satellite chart is about 15 feet out. Guys, just picture yourself for a second going down the shoreline. You're on your boat, you're fishing a shoreline and you can see everything. And you see a little stick or a little branch in the water or a lay down going down into the water. And you make that cast perfectly onto that stump and you retrieve it and you're on. Very exciting. Or put a little surface bait there and have that explosion. Very exciting. What's going to happen if you miscast by 15 feet? Is it going to be the same exciting experience? That fish isn't going to go, oh look, a surface bait down there. Let's go down there. Not going to happen. Fish want it here. And that's what HD accurate charts are all about. So we can do nothing about those satellite charts. It's how it was. It's inaccurate. Some are accurate, some are not. Some are very accurate, but some are very inaccurate. So just be careful of that type of thing. So guys, with regard to the Ultra HF, you will realize that I've done a hell of a lot. I mean, this was a massive, this whole section you can see was done by Amy, but I didn't quite trust her yet. Okay, so the rest of the dam I drove out myself. Boy, do I regret it. Amy drives what I call the perfect pass every single time. It is really and truly something to see. It's just an incredible tool, and I believe it's going to turn into something much bigger and become a bit of an international thing. That's what I'm working towards right now. But let's see how the cards fall. Okay, the midsection, there's your midsection there. As you can see, a lot of scanning. The reason why there's so much scanning is because there's so many big flat areas. I must be honest, this area here, I could have even done a little bit more. Can you see that? Let's go back to the contours. You see there? Let's put the colors back on. Look how far those flats go out. If we go to chart options, go to the categories, put the colors on. Can you see how far those went out? I actually misplanned this a little bit. You know, at some point, I need, you know, the beauty of FishTec charts is it's never just, that's the chart, it's never going to change. With autonomy now, we can go back and rescan a whole dam, put 2-3 boats in there, and in 2 days we are done and bring that information home. So yeah, things are going to change. Missing out things like this will not happen in future. So for those of you who know this area and like this area, and you've got something secret hidden out in this area, good for you. but one day we're going to get it. So if we go back to that midsection, you can see that's where the Ultra HF ends, where unfortunately I think I should have done a little bit more there, but I was running out of time. But again, if I had a couple of Amy's in the water, we'd be done in 3 days. Done. Who's joined us? Michael Canner's joined us. Amy equals precision. 100%, Mark. 100%. Right. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Let's move down. Oh, yes. Then we move down to our south section. That's our Ultra HFS. And this is our next section. This is a section, what is this called again? We gave it a name, trees or center trees or something like that. Let me just see. FishTec ledge, center trees. Yeah, this is another one of these. Let's just go back, chart options. Let's put those categories back on. You can see how that big shallow section comes out there next to the river. But now remember, guys, very important to remember, this is where these 2 rivers merge. Okay, and that's very handy information. A lot of you know about this island here. Also some great information there. Let's just have a look how that I've called it Poacher's Island because there's a lot of poaching going on down there. I think we've got some aerial. Yes, we do have some aerial HD. Now guys, let me just point out something about this aerial HD here. There's a lot of different type of grass here. Okay, sure, the aerial HD is predominantly up on the shallows and when the dam's 100% full one day, if ever, and that's going to be handy. But for now, look at these weeded grassy areas. Can you see that? There's some really, I mean, you can find all these little pockets, you know, get into an area where you can reach, use your chart to see an accessible point where you could make that pitch. Let me tell you, you know, looking at it now from above on this high definition imagery, you go, that'll be easy to see. Let me tell you, when you're on the water, to spot these pockets is very, very difficult. Whereas if you've got the chart, it's going to help. Sure, if the dam level changes, things will change. They'll go underwater. They'll come out the water completely. Who knows? So just keep that type of thing in mind with regard to the aerial HD data. Okay, can you see how these 2 rivers merge here together? You know, I would really go down these areas and look very, very carefully what is in these sort of areas. I mean, don't always just look for the big stuff. Look for those little things, those little things that really will make a difference. Then we've got Ultra HFSS, which is your south section, and it's the Swaziland area, which is included, and definitely don't just whiz past this area. Spend some time looking very, very close here. Also the aerial HD, definitely you want to look here. This is a very, very good area. Which there was a, there's some, guys, there's some really incredible stuff. And these images that I've got all around the dam, like I said, the 80% section of the dam, it is high definition imagery, so you can zoom in and scroll around and it works well. Muhammad Ahmed, Muhammad, you should be watching the show. He's messaging me. Anyway, you've obviously forgot about the show. Who's joined us here? Alistair Moores Put says, saw Amy at Albert Falls. So weird seeing about unmanned passing you ever so often. Yeah, no, it is a bit weird, isn't it? But yeah, that's quite amazing. Okay, right. So we've got our Ultra HF, we've got our images around the dam, we've got aerial HD. Guys, just generally, you know, sit at home with the chart, spend some time marking stuff. I heard a really nice little tip the other day from one of my customers, and what a great idea. When you find something interesting, don't, when you're sitting at home and you're going through the charts, don't just put another waypoint and it's just another random number or a rock or whatever. Put an abbreviation of what chart to go to, because remember, you've got many charts. Look down the side here. You've got Ultra HFS, you've got Ultra HFSS, you've got Contours 100, you've got Aerial HD, Contours 75, Ultra HFM. Put there Aerial HD, and then or just put there AHD or EL for elevation and the number. So when you see that waypoint come up and you're on the water and you're fishing, you know which chart to flick over to see what caught your eye and what you need to focus on. So by all means, try that. Zain Abib, hello Zain, how you doing? I can't remember if I said hello or not, but welcome. All the other guys you're on at the moment, welcome. Right, how are we doing? We're doing it at 7:30. Guys, that is pretty much Driekoppies Dam. Okay, fantastic chart. Like I said, popular. The guys are liking it, or like I said, they're already catching fish, having a great time. Okay, I've got a couple of minutes before I move on to our exciting product section and our specials. Mustn't forget about the specials. Guys, remember I was talking about Albert Falls. Albert Falls is out here, Durban. It's sort of west of Durban. There's our Albert Falls over there. As you can see, we've got our Navionics built-in chart here, which just goes to a blue splatter. Let's take this Driekoppies chart out, and we're going to put, guys, I'm not finished with this update, so please be patient. It's a lot of work. It really and truly is a lot of work putting this together. Between Amy and myself, we collected so much information and so quickly. It was unbelievable how quick this all happened. It really and truly was. But what I want to show you is, let's go to our satellite. Okay. Obviously, like I said, I've done the whole thing. But where is it? That's the secret. Okay. If you look at this area here. There's one there. Now I've got to find it. Ultra Center. Okay, here we go. I just want to show you this. I mean, look at all these passes and how perfect they are. These are the two areas that I've done so far, and I'm busy on Spurwing area as we speak. So if we look at, this is going to be one of the new areas, but I just want to show you how it compares to the old original Ultra HF. Can you see that? You see how it's broken and it's like end of month noodles. You only got a couple of noodles left in the box at the end of the month, and that's all you got on your plate. It's I'm not going to say willy-nilly, because at the time I was really focusing and I thought I was doing a great job and everything. But when you compare it to Amy, you can't compare it. It's just, there's so much data there, and it's good data. If you go to your sediment, you would think that all those roads and everything will be on your sediment. I've had guys say, I don't need Ultra HF, I've got the sediment. Whoa, Baba, whoa. Have a look here. Let's see what our sediment's done. What is here and what isn't here? I never knew this myself, by the way. That road there, where the cursor is now, yes, is on the sediment. What about all this? It's not there. Those roads are important because they're hard bottoms. Are they in a good depth? I haven't done the depth data yet. Let's just see if we still have center. Let's go to contours. The contour data should still be over there. Yeah, that's 54 feet. The dam at the time when I scanned it was down by 24 feet. So you're looking at 30 feet. That's still maybe a little bit deep. But as you start to move into these sort of shallower areas like this, let's go back to that ultra center. Now we're talking very fishable areas, especially when the dam drops. Okay, guys, look at this. I haven't cleaned up all these edges. Can you see these edges here that hasn't been cleaned up yet? It's a massive task to clean that up. Massive task. But look at the detail. Now, can you see where I've driven? And I made a terrible mistake here. Who can tell me what I did wrong there? I've got 2 units running. That's a recording I did. This is a recording that Amy did. Hers is perfect, clean, perfect passes, no interference, nothing. Me, I forgot the 1 unit with the 200 kilohertz on-side crosstalk, and I've got these horrible lines. And it takes 3.5 hours to drive around the dam at 10 k's an hour. So, unfortunately, that spaghetti string has got that horrible crosstalk on it. But I'm sure you guys will forgive me. You'll find some nuggets in there. Let me tell you, some really, really valuable stuff. Just want to see if there's... Okay, let me not spend too much time on that. But guys, that whole section, the whole spur wing area has been redone. This is the area we were talking about last time. Well, the whole dam was the dam was at 48, 49%. We did the whole thing from the shore all the way. Everything was recorded with side scan. Are we going to add all the side scan to the entire chart? No, we're not. Then we'll need a 60 gig card for that. But the areas that I feel will be in play, yes, most definitely. That side scan mosaic will be in there. So that's going to be great. McClark has joined us. Nigel Purvis. Hello, Nigel. How are you doing? All good? All good? Right. So, guys, that is the update coming for Albert Falls. So look out for it. For those of you who have a current Albert Falls chart with a current FishTec subscription, the update is free. Yes, free of charge. The only thing is you got to pay for the courier. If you want to have it collected and dropped off, you got to drop your old one off. We send you a new one, etc., etc. Or if you live close enough, or you're coming through Durban, drive past, make arrangements with Colleen or whatever, and bang, sort it out. Bring your old one in, pick up a new card, and you sort it. Guys, if you don't have a current 12-month subscription, because the subscriptions are 12 months at a time, they come automatically with a chart. So let's say you're sitting with the Albert Falls chart and you're sitting with a Midmar chart, and you think, you know what, I really need Inanda. Rather than paying 1,000 Rand for a subscription, buy the Inanda chart. With the Inanda chart comes a 12-month subscription, and whether you own one chart or you own all the charts, your updates are free for a year, for those 12 months. So do it that way. The other way is, what about the Hazelmere? If you fish, let's say Albert Falls, and you think, oh, I'd like to go and fish Hazelmere. I've heard some nice little fish coming out there. I'd like to go and fish that. I've got friends there, want to go visit them. Guess what? It's only 1,900 Rand. Or is it 1,900 or 1,500? I think it's only, anyway, open to correction. It's about 1,500 or 1,900. Buy that, and then you get your free 12-month subscription for all your other charts. Bang! Simple. Shouldn't be telling you that, but anyway, I do. Nationals. Michael Cannon says Nationals is a must for this chart. Jeez, guys. I know there's guys out there. I did see some guys on the water scanning a very shallow area. Spent a lot of time getting a lot of petrol in their motor, collecting data that I think is going to be high and dry by the time you come back. But anyway, Johan, yes. Jacques says Amy scans just awesome. Yeah, Jacques, Amy does just an incredible job. It really and truly does. Right, guys, that is the Albert Falls update coming soon. It's either going to be, it won't be the end of this week. It's too early, but it'll be next week. And then I've got a long list of guys that have pre-ordered and want them urgently. So that is going to happen. What are we going to talk about next? Yes. This is what we're going to talk about next. Before I even do this, restart, merge this into here. I think I need to, I don't know if that's automatically going to play now. Guys, we are talking about, oh dear, what happened there? My video got lost. Am I still live streaming, guys? Something's gone crazy on my side. Sorry guys, just patience. I've lost my feed on my computer. I don't know if you guys can see, and I can't even hear from you. Maybe somebody can message me on my phone. Just tell them if you can still see the video, but I've lost it. I've lost my feed on my computer where I can watch you guys. Michael Cannon says yes, live. Oh dear. My video now wants to start from scratch. Okay, guys, I'm just going to carry on. Let me just see, Reynard. We can hear you. Everything seems fine. Nigel, Peter Esbach. I don't know what Peter's on about. Let's see, guys. Let's put this on pause and let's see what Peter wants. Yep. Yeah, thanks, Peter. Awesome. Everything working. So it seems like it's all working. It's just my feed, my live feed that I'm going to have one last. No. Guys, I seem to have lost this image of trolling motor. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna go on with this presentation. Let's see if we can get, what I'm gonna do is maybe I'll put that on top there like that. But what I'll do is I'm going to, no, it won't let me. I'm trying to reduce myself, but it won't let me. Anyway, let me turn myself off again. Guys, let's just talk about the Ghost motor. It's there, it's on the screen. I hope you guys can all see it. I unfortunately don't know what's going on, but anyway, that's just sod's luck, isn't it? Guys, this motor is absolutely incredible. I've been watching videos now this afternoon, and I can tell you it is just second to none. The time, the effort that has gone into this motor is just unbelievable. Let's just run through it quickly. This is the information that I received from Lawrence today. Peter says, keep on speaking about it. It should be fine. Okay, thanks, Peter Esbach. Let me do that. there's the motor there. There's some pictures of it there. I'm sure a lot of you have been watching this on Facebook at iCast in Florida at the moment. So yeah, this here is their testing. They did a lot of testing on the motor. I think this has been in development now for about 3 years. So it's really been through the paces. They've taken the Ultrex and they have said, okay, what works and what doesn't work with the with the trolling motors. What do we want to see? And of course, one of the biggest things was brushless propulsion. I mean, brushless technology has been out for a while now. Torqeedo has been building motors, electric motors, outboard motors for quite some time now with fantastic success, and that is the way to go. I've been saying for about 5 years now, who's going to be the first one to bring this out? Was it going to be Motor Guide? Was it going to be Mankota? That was the big question. Who was going to bring out a brushless motor first? Well, it was neither of them. Garmin's got one out, and Lawrence has now got this Ghost. And I tell you what, it is brushless. It's got an interchangeable transducer, but let's look at those pictures. Don't believe me. It's got it's long lasting. I saw Russell Marine Products did a great video where they did some testing. I'm not so sure about how you're going to test how long it lasts because of conditions and batteries and all that type of thing. But I would certainly like to take a battery that is fully charged, set up a whole day on the water, or take 4 batteries, run to a certain voltage from full on the XI5, for example, and then change over to the Ghost and run that for the same amount of time on those batteries and see how they compare running at full speed. Speed wise, what power's left in the battery, that type of thing. But the videos and the tests that RMP have done so far are fantastic. But there's a couple of things that still need to be sorted out. They say its most powerful is 25% greater overall thrust. The thrust test today that we saw, it's hard to judge. When compared to the Ultrex, that's something that I would like to also test myself. The efficiency, listen, just the common sense behind a brushless motor. Anybody that knows anything about electric motors just knows how much more efficient a brushless motor is and how much longer it's actually going to last. Never mind the actual steering mechanism. That's a whole different story. Keep in mind that it's lighter than the Ultrex, which is quite amazing. We thought it was going to be more expensive. I don't know why it's taking so long. This is amazing. You remember how in the past you had to buy either a 12 volt, well, none of us bought the 12 volt, but you either had to buy the 80 pound 24 volts or you had to buy the 110 pound 36 volt. No, you buy the one motor. Depending on the size of the boat, all you do is you simply add batteries. You either run it off 12 volts or you run it, 24 volts, or you run it off 36, and then you get 97 pounds out of the 24, 120 to 125 pounds out of the 36. So that is really, really fantastic. So, and quite simple to change. Just simply throw in an extra battery and voila, there you are. Okay, there's your top speeds that they tested. 53% more efficient at 2 miles per hour, 59% more efficient at 1 mile per hour. Yeah, man, just this technology, I don't want to get too much into the technical side, but just common logic just tells us how fantastic this thing is going to be. Anchoring on waypoints becomes standard. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's one of the really nice things. With the XI5, you had to buy that extra cable, that gateway link cable, and you had to do a software update on that. And it just confused people, guys. That really confused people. I just want to talk about that for a sec. There's a video out there currently where somebody local in South Africa said that you can do a software upgrade on the XI5 using the HDS software. What a load of baloney. Guys, please do not give false information out there. It really causes such a problem. Basically, all that the software on the HDS did was to enable the gateway link. It did no software update on the XI5. Those of you who know me and who have been following me for quite some time will know that I've got a serious zero love, 100% hate for the XI5. I do not enjoy the motor. It's got all sorts of issues, and don't even get me started on doing a software update on it. Because if any of you have owned an XI5, how do you do a software update on an XI5? Yes, you got to get your hands on one dongle. Yes, a little dongle, a little thingy like that, a dongle key. And there's only one in the country, and you've got to get it from somebody and get it on your boat. And yeah, man, not the way to do things. It's just being stupid. And the motors all over the place. I really do not enjoy it. How do you think software upgrades are going to come out in the future for the Lowrance trolling motor? Easy peasy. It's Lowrance. It's going to be a Lowrance update directly off the unit. There's going to be no dongles and messing about. So yeah, for those of you who do not want to have the interface to your unit, you don't have to. Or let's say you don't even have a Lowrance unit. That's easy. Just use the Ghost trolling motor on its own and you don't connect it. How do you do it? Look at the picture behind me. Let me turn myself off quickly. There we go. That's an N2K link straight into the pedal, N2K link straight into the unit, bang, and you're good to go. What a easy, simple way of doing things. Michael Cannon says, which units are integratable with the Lowrance Ghost trolling motor? Michael, I think there's a sheet coming up now, which is actually going to show us. Guys, it says here route creation and navigation. This is a little bit primitive, where you can create from waypoint to waypoint to waypoint, and where you effectively create a route and it will follow that route. However, it does not have contour following. But let's talk about contour following. How effective is contour following? I can tell you how effective it is. It's not. It's all over the place. Anybody that has followed a contour, unless it's in pretty much of a straight line, that boat is all over the place. Unless it's just my XI5. But I'm all over the place. That thing will throw me off the boat. I don't go anywhere near contour following. It just doesn't work. So, yeah, we just stay away from that madness. Yes, Nigel says it's the Live and the Elite. No, Nigel, yes, it is Elite, but it's only the Elite TI2. Because remember, there's the old Elite chirp, Elite HDI, Elite TI, and Elite TI2. It's only going to be compatible with the TI2 that I know. But hang on, don't get too excited. Andrew Ninaba says, price guess. Look, price of this thing is roughly going to be the same as a HDS Live 12. So gauge it on that. Keep in mind, as dealers, we're not going to be able to give you such fantastic discount, because remember, it's an accessory, and we can offer you the 10% discount, unlike the 10s and 15s and on a super special 20%. We're not going to be able to do that because there's less profit in that for us dealers, unfortunately. So yeah, so it's not going to be cheap. But keep in mind, the Ultrax was 65 grand when it first came out. Now this is exciting. Whoa, guys, interchangeable transducers. And what transducers are going to come out in the future that are custom made just for this trolling motor? Now it comes built in with the HDI, so you're going to have fish reveal, you're going to have high frequency downscan, you're going to have 2D sonar. Absolutely fantastic. And coming soon at some point is going to be where you can put the HDI on the front there. And who knows what they're bringing out next with regard to forward looking sonar. Wink wink, nudge nudge. So that is not something that needs to go to a dealer or anything. You as a user at home can actually do it yourself. Right, let's look at the foot pedal. Guys, this foot pedal is it's like this thing is seriously built. They've obviously put a lot of thought into this thing. It's very square, it's very robust, it's a tough thing, it's you know, and they've really thought out the whole buttons idea behind it. As some of you know, with the old Treks, heading button was a problem. You could easily get on that, and then you got to take it off heading, and it was just a little bit of a nightmare. So it's all those type of things that they seem to have sorted out and they fixed with this. But while we're on this foot control, it's fly-by-wire. It's not cable. So what I have found nobody's talking about is nobody's talking about the feel. The thing that made the old Treks so popular was that it felt like a cable. It actually felt just like a cable, but it had spot lock. And that is what just turned the old Treks into an overnight success story. The guys that are testing this thing, nobody's saying that it feels like cable. I'm praying that it does, because if it feels anything like the XI5's little remote foot control thing, that's a problem. That will be a horrible problem. I'm a little bit worried about the Garmin one. I saw the Garmin one is pure Wi-Fi. Whew, I don't know. Only time is going to tell. So I'm really praying that this Lowrance Ghost has got a cable-like feel to it. That type of resistance. Not that lag, delay, start turning, overshoot the mark. I doubt it. I think it's going to be fine. And I'll tell you why I think it's going to be fine. Because once again, how the XI5 turned the motor head was with brushed motors. And brushed motors only know one thing. Give it horns. Give it everything you can. As much voltage is coming in, you give it horns. And you just keep going until someone tells you to stop. The Ghost motor is controlled by a stepper motor. Stepper motors is like what you find in a printer and that type of thing. It's very controlled movement. So I just wish one of these guys from Russell Marine Products, or one of these Ikes, or one of the guys actually tested that and commented on that, because that is going to be a very, very valuable selling point for the Ghost. It sounds good. The technology sounds sound, but let's see what actually happens in reality. Right, what else have we got? How are we doing? We've got 5 minutes. We must move. Oh my goodness. And I've got 22 slides to go through here. There's your fly-by-wire. You see it's got a nice thick cable that goes to there. It all sounds, coupled with a quick release, the fly-by-wire steering, instant smooth control, goes the feel of it. You see, they say there, no, hang on, whoa. They say there, instant and smooth control give Ghost the feel of a cable steer motor, but without the mechanical cables that wear and tear. That is awesome. That is fantastic. That's what I've been looking for. I missed that earlier. See, I've been skim reading the bloody thing. But time is obviously going to tell on the water how well it actually does that. Okay, the foot pedal, we spoke about that. We're not going to go into the anchor, heading, your flip switch, depending on which trolling motors you've been using. Some turn the one way, some turn the other way. So obviously you want to, whatever way, if you push heel, it turns a certain way. If you push toe, it turns a certain way. You want to have the same feel, for the different users. Reply with no. Okay, I'm not going to read out those comments. The comments are getting a bit out of hand there. Foot pedal, quick access. That's going to be nice. Like you've got your quick access keys on your live units, your programmable ones. This is also going to be programmable. Very nice. Very, very nice feature. So you're going to want to have a Elite TI or a live unit. The accuracy of the GPS, yeah, again, we'll give that a test and see how that goes on the water. 360 breakaway mount. Yeah, look, guys, this whole design of this thing, it really, really sounds fantastic. And it's a serious looking machine. I mean, just look at that thing. It's got lift assist, it's got gas lift assist. It's a serious piece of equipment. And guys, the investment side of it, if it's a brushless motor, it's going to last. Just something while we're on the investment side. Let's just talk about that for a sec. We still got a little bit of time. We might run a little bit over tonight. But I've got first-hand information from Lawrence, South Africa, that they're going to be keeping a full set of spares for this thing locally. They're going to be training up the local guys, the tech guys like John Minnie and that. They're going to set up a little workshop down here at 359 Point Road, Durban. And so from spares, repairs, all that is going to be done local. It's not going to ship overseas or immediately just get replaced with a new one. So I think it was France that was asking about that. So let's have a look. It looks like there's going to be tremendous support for this product, and I think it's just going to be a really top shelf product out there. Guys, I don't have too much time left. I'm not going to go through the rest of this. I'm going to leave it on that. We're going to do more follow-up on this whole thing, but for now, this is it. Guys, we are, like I said at the beginning, we are 10 years old. FishTec is 10 years old on Thursday. We officially, it was not an easy start. To become a Lawrence dealer was not easy. There was a lot of requests. It was quite a hurdle to jump, but I think everybody benefited from FishTec being in the game. Yes, we fought for low prices. We fought with Lawrence. We fought with Navico. We told them when they got it right. We told them when they got it wrong. We've really had Lawrence's best interests at heart for these last 10 years. We've really and truly, it might not have seemed like it when we gave them a hard time, but I can tell you, I wanted the best product at the best price for our local market, and we worked very hard to actually bring that to the South African public. And with regard to information, usability of a product, the information we gave back to Lawrence, I'm pretty sure many people around the world have benefited from that. Not only me, lots of people out there have contributed to that. But if nobody says anything, nothing gets done, and the engineers and everybody thinks that it's just normal. So it's been an interesting 10 years. It's certainly the ups and downs, but guys, yeah, I just can't believe that it's 10 years. So what are we going to do for you guys? This is what we're going to do for you guys. Let me turn myself off so you can see what's behind me. We're doing an HDS 16 live. For those of you who remember when the Carbon 16 first got released in South Africa, it was 160,000. 160 was the retail. 160,000 Rand. Guys, we are doing the brand new HDS 16 live on a crazy special for the rest of this month at 79,000 Rand. That's what you'd normally pay for a 12-inch unit. So don't skimp, get the 16. It's Ultra HD, don't play. The 12, 68,720 is the normal price. Keep in mind this is excluding transducers. This is going for 52,000 Rand. And last but not least, the HDS 9 Live at 31,000 Rand. This, there are T's and C's such as stock availability and that type of thing. But please get hold of Colleen. Do I have a picture here of Colleen's? Let me just see. No, I don't. Oh, that's a pity. I never put her details up there. But guys, yeah, please get hold of us. Send us a message on Facebook. Get hold of Colleen. You know, she's in charge of the sales side here at FishTec. I focus more on the FishTec side. But guys, I really and truly look forward to the next 10 years with you guys. And can you guys just imagine for a second what we're going to be doing in those in the next 10 years? I mean, it's just going to be phenomenal with this trolling motor that's come out now, the way the technology is moving. And guys, the big thing that I'm focusing on is I want to change fishing charts. We're currently using predominantly navigation charts. I want to change navigation charts to fishing charts for the inland protected waters, guys. Your bass fishermen, your predator fishermen, your outlaw guys. That is my goal. That's what we're going to work on, and that is what we're going to achieve. I promise you. For all of you who joined us tonight, please don't miss out on this opportunity on these HTS lives. I don't think there's too much stock available, so you better be really, really quick. So everybody, thank you once again, and I look forward to talking next month in FishTec Live. Good evening, everybody.